Welcome, Phoenix Knights, to a delayed Phoenix Table Talk. My name's John Harry. I'm going to be your host for today. Apologies about the technical issues, but we're here now, long awaited. And you know what you say, you can't rush perfection. Now, before we jump in, I have a little update for you all. Community questions, which are also used to being answered on our Phoenix Table Talks, for this week are going to be answered on Friday in the Phoenix Weekly Update, where we give you an update on all the exciting news that's happening in PCC's ecosystem. So tonight is all about Spectrum NFT's new and first brand ambassador. I'm Percy Fanboy because if you follow me, you know I love my mixed martial arts. I'm all about self-defense. And this man, well, let's just say that he's a little bit better than I am. So without further ado, let's bring up the CMO of Spectrum NFT, Johnny, because I can't do this alone. Welcome on stage, Johnny.
Hey, how you doing, Jordan?
Marvelous. Just so everyone knows, Johnny's not the guy that's a little bit better than I am. He's not the brand ambassador. Although we are going to come on to your fighting history, which I didn't know you had.
Yeah, totally. We can talk about that.
Good. But let's talk about a man where this is his bread and butter, but now he's exploring a whole new world, which is scary to many, but we're proud that he's taken his first steps into the NFT marketplace, and more importantly, with Spectrum NFT. So, if everyone can give me a round of applause for Lee Chadwick. Welcome on stage.
Hey guys.
How you feeling, buddy?
I'm good. Nice to meet you, Jordan.
Goes both ways, brother. And Johnny and Lee, you guys have now met formally?
Yeah, we've met a couple of times.
Teammates.
I would love to see that happen.
As long as I don't have to roll with him, I'm fine.
Brilliant. Well, just so everyone knows what's going to happen right now, we're going to make sure that we get to know Lee inside out, both in the cage and outside, before we talk about his role at Spectrum. So without further ado, Lee, let's jump on in. So first and foremost, bro, can you tell us more about yourself and what you do day to day?
Yes, I'm 17 years as a pro MMA fighter. Along the way, I've owned a few gyms, few businesses, but the last 5 or 6 years, I've took on some major contracts with the top stages of MMA, and I'm just all in at the minute. I'm just 100% fight training, 5 hours a day, preparing for big fights.
Incredible. And now, day to day, that's your vision.
That's my vision. That's what I do every day, morning and night. Eat, sleep, and breathe at MMA, which is great. Living a dream to be able to do something that you're so passionate about and do it full time. You're living life. It's all about the journey, isn't it?
You're not wrong. And although it's hard to imagine you as a little boy, when you were younger, what motivated you to become a mixed martial artist?
I've always wanted to know how to defend myself. Loved action movies. Typical boy. I used to have dreams about having super strength and stuff like that. It's just always been in me since I was 11. I started Greco-Roman wrestling when I was 11. From there, I moved on to kickboxing. Then it was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Thai boxing, and at the minute now it's mainly boxing and submission wrestling and judo.
And as a mixed martial artist, definitely not with a resume like yours, what would you say is your favorite style?
I love to fight and I do love throwing my hands, but my best attribute is me wrestling. I'm just natural at wrestling. It suits my body type. I haven't got a long reach, you see. I've got a small reach, so I'm like a T-Rex trying to throw punches sometimes. But no, I do good. I'm a good boxer. I've had I think I've had 8 boxing fights and 6 K1 fights as well as 40 odd professional MMA fights. But submission wrestling is definitely my main forte.
Incredible. And this is where we're going to bring Johnny in so we can hear about his illustrious career as well. Because we're not going to let you run away with this, Johnny. Tell us, buddy, what is your history with mixed martial arts?
So first and foremost, I'm a runner primarily, right? And I'm big into ultra running, so I run like double marathons and things like that. And I just got into boxing as like another way of just like doing fitness that wasn't just always running. And ended up having a couple of white collar fights, which then led into thinking, you know what, I'd like to give MMA a go. So I did jujitsu and Muay Thai for about 2.5 years each. And jujitsu is amazing, and it's a passion of mine, and I really do enjoy it for sure. So it's an amazing sport. You know, it's very humbling. You walk in the gym, everyone's an equal, everyone's the same, and everyone treats each other with respect. It's like stepping into a whole new world, and it's a great experience all round, I think.
Oh, definitely. I mean, look, you're preaching to the choir. And of course, the show isn't to encourage you all to take up mixed martial arts. But if you do off the back of this, hey, we've done our job. Now, before we get into the recent fight, Lee, which again, congratulations, can you give
Yeah.
everyone a little bit more of a background about PFL, what it stands for, what the organization's about, so people can really understand how big PFL is?
Yeah, so PFL, it hasn't been going very long. I think it was founded in 2017. So it in the sports world, that's really young. But it's the only MMA league in the world as I know of. So it's not like normal MMA. It's not like UFC or Bellator or anything like that. It's an actual league. You, p- I fought on the playoffs. Can you see me t-shirt? The
Hmm.
2022, the 2022 playoffs. So basically, we fought on Saturday night just gone, and it's win or go home. Basically, it's called. So if you win, you get into the league next year, 2023. So I won, so I'm in the league. I've been told I'll be in the run for the world title, but it's amazing because the opportunity it gives fighters, because it's very difficult to make big money in MMA. A lot of fighters have to rely on sponsors and stuff like that to help them out. But PFL are brilliant with the league. You've got the chance to win $1 million. Now, to me, that's just unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? And not only that, you win the league one year, you're automatically in the next league the year after. So if
Yeah.
you win the league every year, it's a good yearly wage, isn't it?
Hmm.
Not bad.
That's the dream. And if you don't win the league, you've always got the next year and the next year. It's like, as long as you're fighting at your best, there's always an opportunity for you to become a millionaire through MMA, which for a lot of fighters like myself, it's the dream because it's cost of living's a lot. As we know, cost of living's going up as well, but
Yeah.
cost of living is a lot. So, it takes a lot of money to actually be able to put some money behind you in this game.
Mm.
Fight camps cost a lot of money. Training costs, food costs, fuel costs getting to training, traveling costs to go and get sparring partners. There's a lot of outgoings going for MMA fighters to pay out before they actually earn anything. So
Yeah.
you do need to be able to have these opportunities, and PFL is one of the big guys that offers those opportunities. So I'm absolutely buzzing to have won my fight on Saturday and have an opportunity next year to change my life and my family's life.
Yeah, and not just that, as I'm sure you know, inspire your entire fan base, right? Because up till now, and again, for anyone who's not familiar with mixed martial arts, UFC or nothing. Well, that's not the case anymore, right? The Professional Fighters League, PFL, you're going to show everyone that, hey, look, it's not be all and end all if you can't make the UFC. In fact, you probably won't even find that as a preferred option anymore. Would you agree with that, Lee?
Yeah, definitely. Well, in all honesty, I was offered UFC fight about 4 or 5 years ago,
Oh,
but at
wow.
the same time, I got offered a Bellator contract, and the Bellator contract was a lot more than the UFC contract.
Hmm.
And I'm a family man with kids, wife and kids, so I had to think business. I had to use my head rather
Of
than,
course.
think UFC was everything. I thought, it's all, we're in it to do our best, and obviously make as much money as we can to support our family and create
Mhm.
a legacy. So I went with Bellator.
Beautiful. And on top of that as well, Lee, because people again will understand that, okay, now you're using your business mind, right? Because only you can't fight for decades, right? And this is where we're going to transition over, of course, to NFTs in just a second. So we'll finish on this final question, which is, what do you hope to accomplish with your MMA career when it's all said and done?
Well, I've won world titles in the past on the biggest European shows, British titles, couple of world titles. I was Cage Warriors world champion. Then I went to Bellator, but now I've moved to PFL. I feel like there's a chance for me to be world champion again. So I just want to be world champion again. It's not even about the money; it's about the legacy. The money's nice, but it's about being world champion again for me. And maybe again the next year. I just want to do the best I can for the rest of my career. I feel like I'm in good stead. I've got the experience. I've got the conditioning. I've got the right mindset, and as well with Spectrum NFT, I've got the right people behind me as well.
Beautiful. And of course, like I say, we'll be documenting and watching that entire journey, bro. It goes without saying, before we move over to the NFT world, when's your next fight and where can we watch it?
Well, it'll be next year, hopefully as early as possible, because I love fighting. After a few days off training, I want to get back in and get another fight date. I love to always have a fight date. So yeah, hopefully as close to Christmas as possible. Unless you never know if an opportunity has arisen before Christmas, you don't know. But yeah, if not, then early next year. Apparently, PFL have got quite a lot of shows in the UK next year, so hoping to get out regular.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Cannot wait. And I'm sure you're going to have some crypto fans in the audience now. So now that we transition over to crypto as a nice little segue, it goes without saying, in fact, Johnny, we haven't heard from you for a little while, buddy. How did you first hear about NFTs? And then Lee, we're going to come to you and compare your two stories.
So I first heard about NFTs. I've been working in the crypto space for a couple of years now. And the crypto I was working for at the time was doing really well, and it kind of going crazy. And one of my friends actually is from a project called Pixel Portraits, and he started it up because he wanted to buy a CryptoPunk, and at the time CryptoPunks were 2 ETH, I think, or 3 ETH.
How much is that in dollars?
That's at the time was probably about $12,000, but at points they've been over $250,000. They've been crazy money. But he actually started doing custom CryptoPunks for people to try and save up to buy one. And he messaged me and was just like, "Do you like these? Would love to make one for you." And I'd never heard of NFTs at this point, and I just went immediately down a rabbit hole and just rung him up and was just like, "Can you do me an hour presentation on NFTs?" And he was kind enough to sit there and do this presentation, and I've got it saved, and I rewatched it the other day, and it's unbelievable how much the space has changed in it's been about a year and a half now, I think. But yeah, it was, and I'm so thankful for him to put in that on my doorstep at that period of time, because it was really when the NFT wave started. I got in just before and got to watch this space explode and learn all of this and be a part of amazing communities, and I've successfully launched a few projects now, and yeah, it's been an incredible experience.
Incredible. Well, we're gonna have to get that presentation over to Lee, because Lee, we know your entry into NFTs wasn't quite the same. What was it like?
Well, I started, like say, going back learning a bit about cryptocurrency. I learned a bit about cryptocurrency during the pandemic. The fight slowed down, and I was struggling to get fights because there was no crowd in the arenas, and the restrictions were so high. So, like through all the pandemic, the fights were scarce, should I say. And so, yeah, I just learnt myself a little bit about cryptocurrency, downloaded an app called Binance, and, bits of money that I did have, I was putting in, and, I was trying to make more money with the money I had, and I'd done all right, and it was just, I was winging it, to be honest with you. I was just watching videos and winging it and trying to make money. Sometimes I was losing, but, there was days where I was making a couple of £100 a day, and, to me, that was just free money, and I was happy with that. So, um, I've always like wanted to try and make extra money or make my money work. It's all about making your money work for you, isn't it? People say you're not making money unless you're making money while you're not working. And you know, I'm always that's why I'm interested in NFTs because it's the next thing, and you know, I'm seeing a boom about it and people getting excited about it, and you know, people are creating portfolios and selling them, and some of them are selling for a lot of money, and it's just really interests me. It's a new way to make money. Plus, I don't sometimes people like myself. It's not about having the money; it's the enjoyment of learning a new way of making money and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And not only that, having fun with it, and you know, learning a new skill and stuff like that. So to me, it's just like everything in life. It's all about the journey. It's not about the end result with anything. I love learning new things and you know, knowledge. Just it's just about learning new things in life and you know, new skills, new tools, meeting new people. You know, all walks of life deal with cryptocurrency and NFTs and stuff like that. So yeah, it just really intrigues me, and I find it exciting.
Beautiful,
Prob-
beautiful. I hope that excitement continues as you go deeper down the rabbit hole. And now we come on to the biggest question, and that is, Lee, what will you be doing with Spectrum NFT?
It started off, they sponsored me fight camp, which was brilliant. Really appreciative of it. It helped me fully focus without any, you know, any worries about bills and food and stuff like that. So that's what I really appreciate for the sponsors. But I've just recently become a brand ambassador, or apparently the first one. So, you know, it's a new journey for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I can progress the NFT world into the MMA organization and see where it goes.
And you're not the only one, as we're starting to see now. I mean, constantly on the UFC, we see VeChain, which is a crypto. That's Plus on the floor, crypto.com. I mean, if they're not on a sports platform, their marketing teams let them down. So it's only going to get bigger. And you're definitely leading it as well when it comes to mixed martial arts.
Yeah, just to step in there
Yeah,
as well.
please.
You know, a big part of NFTs and the utility is that, or the act, it's about access and supporting fans. And right, so if we look at MMA, we could look at music, we could look at any sport, football, and really supporting grassroots or supporting people that you love, or the actual athlete themselves or the musician, being able to get closer to the fans. And this is really what NFTs are about, with the utility case for influence or celebrities, because it means that people can come together more in a different way, and actually they can get in contact with the people who are true fans, right? If someone regularly went to or bought a few of Lee's NFTs, say, he could then reach out to them quite easily via the blockchain or through their wallet interaction on Discord, and they can actually arrange to meet up or do a training session or meet and greet, or you know, there's many things that they can do, right? It's not just about selling an NFT and someone making a bit of money off it. There's a lot more to it than that.
100%. And we know that was a big passion of yours, Lee, which we're going to come to in just a moment. But with these final questions, as a brand ambassador, how exactly will you be presenting Spectrum NFT? You know, as a mixed martial artist, you're not going to be wearing a football top in there where we can put the logo on. But tell us a little bit more about what we can see, maybe directly and also indirectly, about how you'll be representing Spectrum NFT.
Yeah, so me personally, so far, I'm thinking wearing the brand as much as I can through training in the gyms that I go to. When I'm out, I wear a lot of sports clothes when I'm walking around. When I go shopping and stuff, I don't, you know, so I can wear the logo anywhere I go, and it doesn't look weird because I'm a sports person. So, you know, getting it out there like that. When I have MMA interviews with sports magazines and stuff like that, plugging Spectrum NFT through that way as well, and you know, shout outs through my social media and stuff like that, and also through my training videos, make sure I get the logo out there that way as well. So there's lots of ways to be pushing the Spectrum NFT market on my behalf through the sports industry.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I know, Johnny, that's going to be your area of expertise as well. You'll be working closely with Lee, because what people need to understand is the talent doesn't just come like yourself, Lee, and you have to do it all by yourself. So, Johnny, I know, what support will you be giving Lee for the next stage of his journey with us?
Yeah, so again, it's not just, it's not just about getting Lee in clothes and everyone he meets sees Spectrum, right? Speaking with someone like Lee, who's got a lot of relationships in the MMA industry, opens up a lot of doors for us personally as well, to be able to actually reach out to other athletes and speak to them and see how we can potentially support them, or how we can help them do an NFT project to maybe reach out to their fans, or to generate a secondary income and give something back at the same time. And it's really about building that and growing it one step at a time,
Fantastic. And we know one of those steps is that you can tease Lee a collection. Now, of course, don't tell us too much, but what can you tell us about the plans that you have for your collection?
It's like I say, it's new to me, but I've spoke to a couple of people in Spectrum, and I'd love to, get shots of myself in my fight gloves, my fight shorts, action shots, maybe shots training. I don't know if any of that would work, but it's where to go, isn't it? I'm open to anything. I'm open to anything, and I'm one of those people that'll try anything and give anything a go. But also, it'll be good for me to share with my fans my journey about learning how to go through this process, from not knowing much about it, to learning, and to working with new people, and to getting educated on NFTs, because I think the biggest thing is now is about educating everyone, because they just see NFTs, they don't understand it. They need to be educated on how they work, what they can do with them and stuff like that. So I think it's all about education.
It really is. And when it's not coming from someone like myself and I'm deep in this space, it will go over loads of people's heads. Why? Because, Jordan, that's his expertise. He doesn't speak our language. When I see someone like you, Lee, you look like them, you speak their language, you reduce that barrier. And if people fear it, they don't get involved. And if they don't get involved, they'll be left behind. So, yeah, you've got big shoulders. And thankfully, you're going to be carrying a lot of responsibility when it comes to education. And I know that's close to your heart. So thanks for sharing that with us.
No probs. No probs. Like I say, if I can learn, anyone can learn.
Exactly. And what a case study for sure. So ultimately, final two questions. What motivated you to create an NFT collection?
Well, Spectrum NFT are motivating me to create a collection. I like what they're doing, and I want to get involved in the journey. So yeah, I want to be a part of it.
Brilliant. And Johnny, it goes without saying, what motivated you to work with Lee to create his NFT collection?
So really, with Lee, it's like I said, it's that he's had a fantastic MMA career and he's got a story to tell. And I feel like there's a lot of fans that would potentially want to get closer to Lee, and he can offer some utility in ways of connecting with fans in ways that he didn't have before. And also, it's like I said before, it's Lee's a man with many amazing collections, and who knows what will happen in the future.
Fantastic. And finish with that great answer. Outside of MMA and NFTs, we hear that you love chess. And I didn't show you this question before you came on. You have to tell us more, Lee. Chess, how, what, why, who? Over to you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I only learnt it recently, a few months ago. I think I learnt it in May, and I've always wanted to learn it. I've always seen it as an intelligent game, a game of intelligence, and I love the way that with chess, that as you get better, you learn to be 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of your opponent, or making moves in your head before you actually move them, to see what the outcome is before you've actually done it. Now, to me, that's how your brain works with fighting, and it takes many years to get to that level. The level I'm at with fighting now is I do think 3, 4, 5 steps ahead before I've even threw my first punch or my first grappling exchange. So chess has always intrigued me. and it was great. On fight day on Saturday, I played chess on me. I've got the app on my phone, so you can play on an app. It's simple. You don't need a board. You can play on the app. You can play it against the computer. You can solve puzzles and stuff like that. And I was playing it the night before my fight and the morning of my fight. And to me, that switches my brain and gets me brain waves going the way they should be for the fight, making sure I'm switched on and focused. And you know, I really enjoy it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Like I say, I've only been doing it since May, but I'm on it every day. I have a coffee, a few games of chess before I go to training, and to me that prepares my brain for what it needs to be.
I love that. And I guess, Johnny, this is an idea for you, which is if no one wants to roll or spar with Lee, maybe we can offer a chess game against him instead.
I think that's much safer for us. That's for sure.
I was going to say the legal paperwork around that one's going to be a little bit easier.
The last thing I want to do is wrestle with a man that's been wrestling his entire life.
You're not wrong, regardless of how gorgeous the NFT is. Well, look, fellas, thank you so much for your time. And also thank you to 100 people watching live at home with us right now, because you stuck around with the delays. You stuck around over a new field that you've probably never been familiar with. But whilst this is all new for Lee, we hope you've learned something new as well. So Lee, if there's anything that you want to share with everyone, one last thing that they can remember, what would that be, buddy? Oh, I'm just going to unmute you because my lip reading is a little bit off.
I was muted. You muted me. I need subtitles. Just, do you know what? If you're going to do anything in life, make sure you enjoy doing it, because life's too short. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you so much. Johnny, thank you for being with us as well and supporting Lee, so we can see exactly what you two are building together. It goes without saying, Lee, we'll see you again, buddy. So for now, ciao for now, Lee. Thank you, Johnny. And for everyone else, make sure you stick around this Friday where we answer the community questions. Until then, we'll see you next week.